Hey, it's Nev. Everything has changed, but nothing has changed. And no, I didn't drink my lunch. I'm not having that much fun with the quarantine. So, but there is a lot that's going to be changed after this. And I think a lot of it is actually going to be for the good. And there's some things that are going to remain the same that are going to keep the way they are now, the way they've always been, going to uphold the status quo. All right? We have a lot that we could be worried about and scared from with what's happening right now. There's the virus. There's getting sick ourselves. There's getting someone we care about sick that might not be able to handle it as well as we can. There's the economy. There's our businesses. There's toilet paper, and we're all panicked about that for some reason. So, this is unprecedented times with the fact that we've never, ever not been able to go down to our local restaurant or not been able to go to the store and do something. Hell, this is the free world, all right? And we like our freedoms. We like to go places, and we're told that we can't because of a virus that shut down businesses. So that's never happened, and it could be scary. See, some of these fears, they're serving us well, all right? Some of them, not so much, and they're not serving us, and they're irrational. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to look at it from an economic perspective, and we're going to look at it how it affects your business, and what we need to be worried about there, or what we need is just an irrational fear that we have that it's something we don't need to be that worried about. All right, we're going to put this in the context of a greater picture. All right, of a much more longer term picture. And we're going to see how this plays into the history of the economy, our country, and businesses in general. So, all right, we're going to flip to the chart right here. All right, now what this is a chart that starts in 1926 and goes to 2016. All right, 2016 because we couldn't do much. This chart isn't done for periods after 2016. If it was, what you would see is the market has gone up like this. All right. So we've had a great last 3 years. So as far as the market goes. And then now let's look at some of these events that have happened that we thought were once in a lifetime events, and that have never happened, that happened once and never happened again in 100 years. So what we had, let's look at here. We had a president assassinated, okay? Right here, a president was assassinated. So, and look at the impact on the market right there. So we had, let's see what we had, the oil embargo. Okay. Now, a lot of you might not even remember this. I mean, I wasn't old enough to remember this. I wasn't even born. I think you have to be in your 60s to really understand what happened here. So, if we look at what's happening now as the government's putting the economy in a medically induced coma, all right, to help seize the spread of the disease. All right, what happened with the oil embargo was we couldn't get oil. You only allowed to get oil in your car like once a week. You know, you was by your license plate number. It was crazy, and oil is like the blood of the economy. Okay, and we could come out of a medical induced coma. We need blood to survive, and our economy needed blood to keep on. Needed oil, not blood. We don't have that kind of economy. Needed oil to keep on going. All right. So that was just a once in a lifetime event. Moving on. So let's look at something else. We had a stock market crash in 1987. A crash. Okay. So that was here. All right. And that's that point right there. We had the start of the Gulf War. All right. That's that point right there. We had, and that was, we had a war. We didn't know that it was, that we'd be able to defeat Iraq so easily back then. Then we had September 11th. That was major, wasn't it? That was right there. The economy, shut down. If you guys remember that, the economy, flights weren't flying. Everybody was scared of what was going to happen. We had 2008, how that happened, and that would be this part right here. All right, now, and then so that would be like right about here. So now here's the thing about 2008 that people don't really realize: the money, credit, and everything like that, the banking system, the financial system, that's like, if we're using this analogy, it would be like the brain and the central nervous system for the economy and our country and everything like that. So and that was a couple days from a complete meltdown because the credit markets were frozen up and everything like that, and you don't understand what that means. So and the impact of that, because it was like we were talking about words like collateralized debt obligation and reinsurance risk, and it just didn't, like a real person couldn't feel that. You had to be in that industry to understand exactly what was going on. We understood when houses were being foreclosed on and people were losing their job, but it wasn't so much when this was happening in the heart of it. Nobody knew how dire this was. All right. And with the coronavirus and this impact, what's going on here, we're much more aware of what's happening because we see Las Vegas laying off half their workers, Marriott firing 50,000 people, we not being able to go down the street. So it's much more visual. It's much more relatable to us. All right. So, but let's look at these things. So this line right here, the market, it's gone up like this in a straight line this whole time. All right. So if you take out the little bumps along the way, it's gone straight up. All right. So when it's when you look at it like that. So when JFK was assassinated, that was a huge drop that in the market. But look, grand scheme of things, look how small that looks. The Arab embargo. Oh, I didn't highlight where it happened on there. So it's right here. So again, small little drop that we bounced back from. So let's look at the stock market crash and the Gulf War. We went down and up, and that's a major drop. And that's a major drop right there. But look, we went down and we came back up. Went down and we came back up. So other things, September 11th. I mean, that was massive. Let's get rid of this blue line for now. Let's look at that right there. So that the market went there and then went up. 2008, like I said, the craziest event you could ever imagine for the economy. Look, we dropped, we came back up. All right. I mean, that's like we lost 40% of the market, very, very quickly. And we've gone up well over 300% since then. All right. So, and then, like I said, long term, it's been a line like that. Here's the point. Here's what I'm saying, okay? It's okay that you're scared. You're human. It's scary times. It's completely understandable. Because it's just like if you're afraid of spiders, no matter how many facts and statistics somebody throws at you about a spider, you're still going to be scared of those spiders, okay? And we're still going to be scared when stuff like this happens because it's the immediacy of the event. We're terrified by this, okay? And that's understandable. And no matter how many charts and graphs and statistics I give you, it's still a scary time, okay? And that's okay. So it might not be rational, and logic and facts seem to say that we're going to be through this and it's just going to be another blip, but it just doesn't feel that way right now, and that's okay. But what we want to realize is we don't want to make bad decisions with our businesses. We don't want to be panicked and scared at such a level that we just don't know what's going to happen, because we have a pretty good idea what's going to happen, because this has never happened before like this, but it has happened in with these kind of shocks to the market, and they've bounced back well over 100 years the same way again and again and again. It's just like a rent-a-car, okay? You get in a rent-a-car, and at first everything's different. You don't know how to turn on the lights. You don't even know how to start the thing, because maybe you use a key and this is a push button. Okay, you don't know how to turn on the radio. You just want to listen to music and you can't. So, but after we've been in it for a while, it's just driving. And this is just an event that the market will use. In my next video I'm going to do here, I'm going to explain how markets work in this cycle, and how this is just a normal and actually could be good for the market. All right. Well, like I said, you're right to be scared about this. You're human. Okay. You might not be logical to be scared about it, but we're not logical people. Humans aren't logical, and we don't act logical all the time. We don't act rational all the time. That's been proven. So I hope this provides you some kind of framework to look at it in and helps you out a little bit. Thanks. Bye.